Good morning, Utopia. Welcome to your first day living in paradise. If you're watching this, then congratulations. You're the world's top 5% of wealth. And because of that, you get to live your rest of your life in luxury. As it's your first day in this new society, I've been asked to give over a few rules. 1. No contact is to be made with the world outside the world surrounding Utopia. 2. Law still applies even though we have no doubt that you are all good people. However, murder, drugs, and crimes are prohibited and can result to exile. 3. If anything is distasteful or not up to your standard, please speak to one of our robotic staff and they'll be able to sort you out. I have also been asked to assure you that the outside world still functions normally. Everything is okay and there's no need to panic. These people have been rejected from your world and there's no need for you to worry yourself once you've made it into Utopia. Please enjoy your rewards of perfection. Many thanks, and I'll be back with you tomorrow with more updates.
Welcome to Base 3. As we all know, outside is a complete bloodbath, and I'm advising you all not to think about it. It's me. Just don't. If you can hear this, then congrats, you're alive. Be thankful. It's just us now, you and me, people who the posh pricks deemed unworthy. Since you've made it into Base 3, you should know what this place is. In short terms, it's a safe haven. A place for us not to be killed before we figure out how to change this. The world will keep turning without us, so we need to keep going. I would say everything is fine and it's going to be okay, but I don't see the point in lying. So to repeat myself, welcome to life. It's probably going to be crappy for a while. We advise you not to go outside until it is confirmed safe, or else they will kill you.
Who are you? Oh, you're one of us. Welcome home, Marlo.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? How do you know who I am?
Scanner. Looking for you, you're one of us and you can stay. I found another one. He made it in alive.
How was the situation outside?
Blood, guts, everything you can imagine. Basically a damn apocalypse out there because the damn utopians decided they wanted the world for themselves.
So she was right all along.
Utopians. Honestly, who comes up with this bullshit? None of you are making any sense at all.
Your obliviousness is quite remarkable. I mean, no offence, but it is odd to see someone so unaware of the other side. Most people despise even the sheer mention of them.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain what they are.
They're just like you and I, except they have been chosen to continue the world. They are the wealthy fortunate. We are the unfortunate. My wife was an undercover spy. She did not inherit from a wealthy family. Had she done so, then we would have known about this a lot sooner. Last summer, the world's representatives came up with an idea to try and solve this problem. The idea was to eliminate all the pain and poverty in the world and allow all the wealthy people to live.
Wait a minute, so you're telling me that they killed all these poor people just to end poverty? That's not real. They would have had to put that on the news. There's no way that we've gone a whole year without anybody knowing about that.
But a few people did know. If the whole world knew, it would have just cascaded into chaos. A plan this intricate needed time to make sure that everything was in the right place. This was known as the New Order. You see, at this time, I had unexpectedly inherited from my father, but he died years ago. This was only discovered a week before the decision was made. You see, that inheritance made me one of the most wealthy people, and because of that, I was one of the very few that got the letter. We were all sent a letter being invited to a meeting. We were all congratulated on being so lucky. We would be shown designs of utopia. It was a paradise where we could live out our days while these robots cleaned up the rest of the world. Of course, everyone said yes. We were told not to mention anything for fear of the world falling apart. They told us if we speak of this to anyone, we would be rejected. This included my wife. I thought I knew better. Months passed and nothing had been mentioned since. No letters, no nothing. However, on New Year's Eve at exactly midnight, rather than the news being filled with fireworks, it was filled with the random appearance of a peculiar mark that had appeared on everyone's left forearm.
I remember that. That was the night that everyone's med marks appeared on their arm.
Yes, that is what they called it, but that is far from what it is. They told us that this was a mark that could be scanned in a medical emergency to contain all of your life information. However, it is a mark which shows whether or not you are rejected from the world. When the news announced that the government put the medical into the water, I began to panic. The reality felt more real. I realised I had been accepted, but what about my wife? So I made the most foolish mistake of my life. I asked her if she had received a letter. She said no and immediately began to question me. I told her, making her promise not to tell anyone else. All the clues suddenly made sense to her. She revealed a folder to me holding documents she made illegal copies of from the government. She wanted to stop it, for there were other ways to end this problem, but we didn't have as much time as we thought. I had a call to come to a building where our marks would be scanned to see if we could truly make it in utopia. I went around scanning people. The light would always turn green until they got to me. When they reached me, they reminded us of the previous encounter where we were told we would be rejected along with the rest of the world if we spoke to anyone. Unsurprisingly, when they scanned my mark, the scanner started beeping and turned red. I had been rejected. They immediately pulled a gun on me, but I ran as fast as I could. I would do anything to save my wife, but I couldn't. The agency found out she knew all along, and they killed her before my very eyes. I reached into my pocket to grab my gun, but they escaped. My wife, she was barely breathing. She reached into my pocket and pulled out a paper with coordinates on there. To this day, I've never understood how she did it. She just always seemed to know. She told me to go to these coordinates and carry out my responsibilities. I decided that I was going to use my wealth to save as many people as I could. I hired some people to help me, built 5 identical bunkers around the world. No one thought anything of it. With all these survivalists going around blagging about the zombie apocalypse, it just looked like a crazy old man being crazy. This morning, while they were gathering up the utopians, we found you. I had heard about you through a friend. That job interview you went was actually a test of survival. You scored the highest. We need you to help us win our world back.
So you've been following me?
Only since that interview. You signed up for it. Nobody asked you to.
Well, I didn't sign up to be part of some underground gang.
If you knew, would you have done so?
No.
Exactly. And if you hadn't done it, you would probably be dead out there. Here you are alive.
Suppose you're right. I didn't have much of a life that's worth fighting for. But if this is the reality that we've got now, then who knows what's going to happen.